In football, very few names carry the same weight as Vinícius Júnior. The Brazilian winger has been Real Madrid's spark. Their energy, their chaos, their heartbeat. And that might be the start of one of the biggest transfer sagas of 20. For years, Vinicius has been the symbol of Real Madrid's new generation. He arrived from Flamengo as a teenager. Raw, fast, emotional, and grew into one of the most devastating attackers in Europe. He won La Liga titles, Champions Leagues, and the love of Madridistas everywhere. He danced through defenders, silenced critics, and became the player who made you feel football. But football doesn't wait. And at Real Madrid, loyalty only lasts as long as the next superstar doesn't arrive. Because this summer, Kylian Mbappé finally did. And that changed everything. Mbappe's arrival instantly reshaped Madrid's front line. For years, the left wing was Vinicius territory. That was his kingdom. Now it's shared with Mbappé, another left-sided forward, who thrives cutting inside. Two players, one zone, and behind them Rodrigo, Endrick, and even Jude Bellingham, demanding space. Suddenly, Vinicius isn't the only superstar anymore. And that's where whispers started inside the Bernabeu. Could Real Madrid actually sell Vinicius if the right offer came in? It sounded crazy. Until beIN Sports dropped the bombshell. The report was clear. Real Madrid has set an official stance. If anyone wants Vinícius Júnior, it's 250 million tads. Or nothing. It's the kind of number that says, we're not really looking to sell, but we'll listen if you're bold enough. And the only clubs bold enough or rich enough are in one place: Saudi Arabia. Sources mention Al-Ahli and Al-Ittihad as the main names in contact with Vinicius's entourage. Both clubs have already shaken world football with signings like Benzema, Neymar, Mahrez, and Kanté. But those were stars past 30. Vinicius? He's 25. That's a different level. That's the future. Saudi clubs now want prime talent. Players in their best years, not just fading legends. And they have the money to make it happen. The 250 million transfer, plus a salary north of 100 million per year. That's not fantasy anymore. That's the reality of the modern football market. So why did Real Madrid set this insane valuation? Partly it's protection. Vinicius is under contract until 2027, meaning Madrid doesn't need to sell him. But the board knows how football works. If he doesn't renew soon, his value starts to drop. And Madrid, being Madrid, always sells on their terms, not the players. This price tag is a message. Vinicius isn't for sale, unless you make it impossible to say no. It's also a test. A test of Vinicius's loyalty. A test of his ambitions. And a reminder that no one, not even him, is bigger than Real Madrid. Let's be honest, Vinicius used to be untouchable. Florentino Perez called him the future of Madrid. Carlo Ancelotti built entire game plans around him. But the reality changed once Mbappé arrived. With Mbappé, Bellingham and Rodrigo now leading the charge, Vinicius suddenly looks replaceable. Not by talent, but by system. Madrid is entering a new tactical phase. More control, more efficiency, less chaos. And Vinicius? He's chaos personified. He's dribbles, risk, emotion, beautiful but unpredictable. So, from Madrid's perspective, maybe this is the right time to test his value. Inside the locker room, sources say the atmosphere remains professional. But there's an obvious reality. Mbappe's arrival changed the hierarchy. The Frenchman is not just a player, he's a global brand. And Madrid, always aware of commercial power, might now prioritize Mbappé as their long-term poster boy. For Vinicius, that's tough. He spent years building his name, surviving criticism, and becoming the club's emotional engine. Now, he has to share that spotlight. And while he hasn't publicly complained, insiders say he feels less protected, less like the untouchable prince he once was. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, they smell opportunity. To them, Vinicius isn't just a footballer. He's the statement. The face of the next generation of the Saudi Pro League. He's young, marketable, and brings something no other player there does: global youth appeal. And here's the key difference. Saudi Arabia doesn't just buy talent. They buy image. They want someone who can carry their league into the next decade. Vinicius fits perfectly. And if they pay 250 million, they'll get more than a footballer. They'll get credibility, But what about the player himself? What's Vinicius thinking? From those close to him, the message is clear: he's not desperate to leave. He loves Madrid. He loves the fans. He still feels part of the project. But he's listening. He's aware that Mbappe's arrival changes his long-term role. He's aware that the club hasn't yet pushed for a renewal. And he's aware that if things don't improve, his loyalty might not last forever. He's been through everything from racist abuse in Spain to criticism from pundits. And he's come out stronger, but he's human. From Madrid's perspective, this is dangerous territory. They don't want to lose Vinicius, but they also can't afford to appear weak. Remember, this is the club that let Cristiano Ronaldo go when he wanted a raise. They don't bend for anyone. So, this $250 million stance serves two purposes: keep control and send a warning to Saudi Arabia and the player alike. If Vinicius renews, all is forgiven. If not, they'll sell him on their terms, not his. It's the Real Madrid way: ruthless, efficient, emotionless. Now, let's zoom out. Saudi Arabia isn't just building a league. They're building an empire. The early phase, bringing in legends like Ronaldo, Benzema, and Neymar, gave them headlines. The next phase, targeting players like Vinicius, gives them sustainability. Imagine it. Vinicius at Al-Ittihad, Ronaldo at Al Nassr, Neymar at Al-Hilal. That's not retirement football, that's global entertainment. And once one player in his prime makes the move, more will follow. That's exactly what Madrid fears. For Real Madrid fans, this is emotional. Vinicius isn't just another player, he's joy. He plays with flair, emotion, and courage. He represents the club's soul in modern football. Fast, technical, and passionate. To see him leave, especially for money, would sting deeply. Madridistas have seen legends go before, but this one would feel personal. Because Vini was the kid who fought for every inch, who cried, who danced, who stood tall when others fell silent. Losing him now would feel like losing the club's heartbeat. That's why Real Madrid are pushing quietly for a contract renewal. They want clarity before the 2026 window. If he renews, the drama ends. If he doesn't, summer 2026 could be explosive. That's when Saudi clubs are expected to make their move. Patiently, strategically, with numbers that Europe can't match. It's a chess game, and every move now matters. But at its core, this isn't just about money or tactics. It's about identity. Vinicius has spent his entire European career proving people wrong. From too raw to too emotional to too controversial. He's turned criticism into fuel. Now, he faces the biggest decision of his career: stay at the world's biggest club and fight for his legacy, or walk away for generational wealth and global influence. Either way, his next step will define how football evolves in this decade. And that's the latest chapter in the Vinícius Júnior saga, the player who could redefine what loyalty means at Real Madrid, or shock the entire football world with a move no one saw coming. What do you think? Will Vini stay at Madrid and become a club legend? Or will the insane offers from Arabia finally make him rethink his future? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your take. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with everything happening in world football, from transfer rumors to exclusive insider stories, then make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Football League Zone, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a single story. We've got new videos every day, covering the truth behind the biggest headlines. And trust me, you don't want to be the last to know what's coming next. Thanks for watching. This is Football League Zone, bringing you the game's biggest secrets straight to your screen. See you tomorrow with another huge story.